The UN peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, MONUSCO, has suspended some of its peacekeepers in response to reports of sexual exploitation and abuse. It is not the first time MONUSCO troops are facing such accusations. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has repeatedly emphasized that the UN has zero tolerance for sexual exploitation, stressing that preventing and eliminating it is a top priority. The personnel involved were deployed at a base in the east of the country where various militias and rebel groups are active.
Upon receiving information that contingent members from the UN peacekeeping force in the DRC deployed at a base in the eastern part of the country were fraternizing after curfew hours at an out-of-bounds bar known to be a place where transactional sex occurs. The UN mission's military, police, and conduct and discipline personnel visited the premises to assess the reports they had received. After confirming their presence and attempting to detain the contingent members for breaching the UN standards of conduct and the mission's non-fraternization policy, UN mission personnel were physically assaulted and threatened by the contingent members. There's also evidence indicating a serious failure in the exercise of command and control by senior military officials belonging to that same contingent. The relevant authorities are being informed of the allegations, including a request to deploy a national investigation officer to investigate jointly with OIOS from the UN.
We earlier spoke to our correspondent Jafar Al-Katanti in Goma City on the allegations of sexual abuse by UN peacekeepers. Let's listen in.
It's about 8 peacekeepers originated of South Africa who were arrested by DRC security services in the night over the curfew moment with doing sex abuse or sex violence to locals of Benin. But this is not the first time. There was many cases of this kind, and we already have NGO carrying UN peacekeepers kids here in Congo. And this is what the civil society is every time saying UN must sometimes talk to his workers and to be very strict on talking about the human rights and especially women rights, because women are exposed, as the Eastern Congo is also a poor zone, and these peacekeepers use their money to push girls and young girls to accept their advent.
All right, we have with us Ndeye Khady Lo, the spokesperson for the UN mission in the DRC, also referred to as MONUSCO. She joins us live via Zoom from Kinshasa. Ndeye Khady Lo, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us here on Africa Live. Let me begin by asking you about the UN. It has suspended some MONUSCO troops over allegations of sexual exploitation in the DRC. How many troops are we talking about, and what happens next after their suspension?
Thank you, Richard. The preliminary assessment has identified 8 personnel to be present after curfew hours on 30 September 2023, fraternizing at an out-of-bounds bar known to be places where transactional sex occur. What will happen? They are arrested, detained, and confined to barracks by the MONUSCO military police. Additional disciplinary action may be taken pending receipt of additional information on the allegation, including through the conduct of a full-fledged investigation.
All right, Ndeye, this is not the first such occasion of claims of sexual exploitation leveled against the UN troops, as we also saw other claims in the CAR. What is being done to reduce such incidents, and how does the UN work with local authorities in addressing them once they occur?
Despite progress in preventing and responding to sexual exploitation and abuse, unfortunately, incidents of misconduct, including sexual exploitation and abuse, continues to be reported, including in the DRC. We are deeply disturbed and concerned by these new allegations and have taken immediate action, including for the protection and safety of any victim and witnesses. Misconduct impacts in multiple ways. on victims, their families, and communities. It damages trust in the United Nations, whose mission is to protect the local population from harm. MONUSCO has taken immediate steps to strengthen prevention and response, including intensified monitoring of off-limits location, as you said, and briefing contingent commanders of their command and control responsibilities to ensure personnel meet the highest standards of conduct. The UN Secretariat is also engaging with troop and police contributing countries to emphasize the importance of adhering to the UN standards of conduct and zero tolerance policy for misconduct and sexual exploitation and abuse. And we must all collectively do more in partnership with member states, including to uphold the rights and dignity of victims and promote accountability for misconduct.